Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. We're back live. I went live a few minutes ago to speak about the Verratti situation and the complexity of that situation. I wanted to go live as soon as possible to also speak about Mourinho refusing Saudi Arabia, saying no to an Al-Ahli, I think it was, offer from Saudi Arabia. It was a massive, monstrous offer. Jose turned it down today in London, but he still did meet with these agents of this team as a matter of respect. He's politely said, I'm not interested in this. I want to continue my chapter at Roma, so it's not for me. Move on to the next one. That's effectively what happened today in London. And I wanted to go live for this, not just to speak about this and, announce it, but also because I think this topic could have covered a great debate, the debate slash chat. So it's gonna be an interesting one. Sione Proietti, benvenuto come sempre. So he refused this, which is massive in terms of obviously, it's massive because it's not easy. And when I say it's not easy, it's easy for Jose, it's not easy for other people. Now, we are seeing a takeover from Saudi Arabian football trying to, contact a lot of different players. Benzema went, Ronaldo last year. In fact, no, in January, Kante's gone. We are seeing Saudi teams wanting Gundogan, Neymar. They want to bring every big element of European football into their own league. And we're going to discuss this today. And they're also working on managers. A few days ago, they offered a monstrous contract to Massimiliano Allegri, who's still debating his future with the Juventus ownership. And it's been a few months that they've also shown interest in Jose Mourinho, who today has said no. And it's critical because not everybody has the courage to say no to 300 million euros. This was a monstrous contract. It was a monstrous contract, but Jose said no because his ambition isn't there. His ambition isn't there because he is, he's still part of this European football legacy. And he can't say goodbye to the football continent which has made him the person he is today and in which he's conquered and won with basically every team. So, it's significant because it's not for him. It's not for him. It's not for him going in a league which has money over passion. Jose is a passion merchant. And we clearly see this every time he has those little hand gestures. And I'm obviously speaking since he's a Roma fan. He's had plenty of these little messages in press conferences in many other teams, but I'm speaking on the behalf of what happened at Roma. Him at the end of the season, in the last match of the season, going like this. Or him calling everyone after we lost the final, telling them I'm going to stay. Or things which, or things which he does on purpose so that the camera catches them and it results as passion. This is what I bring to these teams. This is exactly why other managers, or maybe some of them are more successful, but 80% of managers are not as successful as him. Because all of these little details which he does in a way where he wants to keep them private, but at the same time, he wants everybody to record them so that everybody sees what he does to teams, to kind of foment them. And that's something very important. Another important thing about him refusing this Saudi offer is, it's kind of a background reason, but it's still a very valid reason. There are, especially in this generation of football, so many stories, so many relationships between owners and managers which don't end well. And I'll give you a lot of examples. And I'm going to give you examples of 2022-2023 season. We've seen Thomas Tuchel leaving Chelsea because there were tensions between him and Todd Bowley. We've seen Julian Nagelsmann leaving Bayern Munich because there were tensions between him and the ownership. We have seen the PSG manager who, yes, combined with the fact that they've had a poor Champions League run, but also combined with the fact that he has had constant tensions with the environment and the ownership, has left PSG. And we are seeing this right now. I'm not sure if you read the breaking news. There were high tensions going on in Lazio's ground between Sarri and Lotito, because Sarri expects, now that they've qualified for Champions League, a better transfer window, and Lazio still hasn't bought anyone. So there are high tensions going on, which could lead to Sarri leaving. And then we are in our situation where we have Mourinho and Dan Fredkin, who, it would be a lie for me as a Roma fan to say there have not been tensions. But yet, they are both dependent on each other. And that's something critical. It's something so important to say. We have owners in the world which, after a few tensions, break up. We have Mourinho and Dan Fredkin, which have had tensions this season. And it's a lie to say the opposite. We've seen that they have tensions because there were that stage towards the middle of the season where Jose kept on saying that the transfer window was a poor transfer window and that this transfer window did not enable them to qualify for Champions League. And then Dan Fredkin thinking the completely opposite thing. Dan Fredkin thought, I gave Jose all I could. It was his responsibility to qualify for Champions League. Despite this, we are seeing both parties dependent on each other and fulfilling the commitment of continuing together. And it's so important, and it's the reason why this project is a successful project. Can I hands down, the base ingredient of this project being a successful project, the base ingredient of us qualifying for 2 consecutive European finals is because the manager and the ownership are dependent on each other. And they are committed to fight for each other despite not reaching the full potentials. And I think that not just from the perspective of a Roma fan, but from in perspective of these scenarios where we have managers who could say yes and accept 300 million euros from Saudi offers, or PSG being linked with Mourinho. Why was the answer always no? The answer was no. The answer was no, I want to stay here. Why would Mourinho want to stay here if, the transfer market could be a poor one and we're not in the Champions League? Because there is this sense of fighting for one another. And this sense of fighting for one another is not just between Mourinho and Dan Fredkin. It's between Mourinho and the players, the fans and the players, the fans and the manager, the fans and the ownership. And I've said it, it's the base ingredient of this successful project. But yeah, going back to this Mourinho refusing this Saudi offer, obviously we are seeing the Cristiano Ronaldo effect, without a doubt. The reason why we are seeing a Saudi takeover in Europe is because of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's very, 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 very simple. They have a clear plan. They know what they're doing. And I think they are very smart in what they're doing, but obviously all they're doing is based on the amount of money they have, which is pretty sad, but that's something which we'll get into in a second. The reason why we are seeing Al Nassr, Al Hilal, and all of these teams trying to get every big player to play in their own team in Saudi Arabia is all because of Cristiano Ronaldo. Had Ronaldo not joined Al Nassr in January, this would have never happened. But they're not stupid here. You got to give credit when you have to give credit. They're very smart in what they're doing. They're very smart in what they're doing because they've got a clear plan on what they're doing and they're not intending to stop anytime soon. The goal is very simple. Make the Saudi Arabian League a top 5 competitive league. Which, in my opinion, it's impossible. It's impossible to do so even if they recruit every big player. It's impossible to do so because football was born in Europe, football will continue to develop in Europe, and even in a circumstance, dynamic, where money is above passion, European football is still going to be the center of everything. The Champions League is still going to be the center of everything. And, nothing is going to buy this. So they could spend billions of money and dollars and euros on this project. It is going to become a successful project. And if this project continues, we're going to see year in and year out big players join the Saudi League. Because in 2023, if a 300 million offer approaches a player, it's very hard for a player to say no. This project is going to grow. But Mourinho had the balls to say, no, I don't want to be part of this project. I don't want to be part of a project which diffracts me away from the attention of the media, from the attention of from the attention. Because Jose is an attention seeker. Jose is who he is because of being an attention seeker. The way he responds at press conferences, the way he calls the team after a lost penalty shootout to tell them that he's going to stay here. Him going in the garage of the Puskas Arena to tell Anthony Taylor, you're a fucking disgrace. Jose's an attention seeker, so why would Jose accept the move to a place where he would vanish away from the attention of football? Because Jose knows himself that Saudi Arabian football can try their best, but they're not going to succeed in becoming more successful than European football. It's just not going to happen. The attempt is there and the effort is big, but it's not going to happen. So he's had the balls to say this, and I hope this could be a revolutionary move in a sense that a big person like Jose, who has the balls to say no to a Saudi offer, could kind of start a revolution and kind of convince other big names to rethink about their decision and not just launch themselves on money, reconsider everything. I think this could act as a role model. A person like Mourinho, top 5 most successful managers all time in the history of this game, saying no to money, saying no to Saudi Arabia could act as a role model for future players and also players in this summer window, which are being attracted by this money over passion deal, and all of that. I think the reason why Saudi Arabia is so successful in this project which they're building is obviously, as we've said 300 million times, is because of money. Now, we live in a generation of football where money is on top of everything. On top of everything. Everything which links with football, starting from mentality, moving on to fame, success, all of these big things in football are now fully dependent on money. Fully dependent on money. Success is dependent on money. Fame is dependent on money. Moving towards money is unfortunately the new trend, which is sad because this is a game which has always been ruled by passion, but unfortunately now money equals success. And look, Manchester City's treble truly signifies this. Man City won that treble because of money. Man City won that treble because of cash, because of oil money. Because if it wasn't for money, Man City would not have Pep on that bench. Man City wouldn't have Haaland up front. Man City wouldn't have De Bruyne and Jack Grealish. That treble win is all linked with money. And that is the reason why you're seeing the celebrations of this treble. And I'm not joking when I say Roma's celebration of winning the Conference League was bigger than Manchester City's celebration of winning the treble, because it's not special. Winning a treble with money, something which if I was the manager of Man City, I'm not saying I would become and win the treble, but I would have definitely won that team at least the Premier League or the FA Cup without a doubt. Pep is a big part of that Man City team, but Man City is where they are because of money. And we can all agree on that. It's the reason why the treble celebrations And the media speculations, what the media is saying about this treble, is nothing special, because it is nothing special, because it's not a treble which was won by passion. It's treble which was won by money. But yeah, I mean, what Ronaldo said of the Saudi Arabian league becoming one of the most successful leagues on earth within the next 7 years is not true. I fully disagree. European football is always going to be the center of this game. It's always going to be the center of the ball moving around in that pitch. And I also think when he said that, he obviously got paid millions of euros just to say that. Because if Al Nassr, linked with the Saudi Arabian government, told Cristiano Ronaldo, oh, if you say that the Saudi Arabian league is going to become one of the most successful leagues within the next 7 years, I'm going to give you 10 million euros. So just by saying that, Ronaldo earned 10 million euros without a doubt. And now that Ronaldo said that, now that Saudi Arabia has bought Cristiano Ronaldo, you look at all of these big names which are being linked with Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabian teams wanting to bring in their own country, which is not good, but unfortunately it's the new reality of football. But yeah, conclusion of everything, Jose is more than money. Jose is more than wanting to play in a poor tournament which don't have history, doesn't have passion. Jose is about passion, history, success, and that will never change him as a person, and that is the reason behind his refusal of the Al-Ahli offer from Saudi Arabia, very monstrous and wealthy offer. Vorrei sapere l'inglese per poterti seguire meglio, sei un grande, grandissimo. It's a joke. China tried to do the same years ago and failed. Jose no need money, he's rich as hell. But it's not that. It's not the fact that he's rich, which he said no to. Because Ronaldo's rich too and still said yes to Al Nassr. What's his name? The guy who went. Kante's rich too and still said no to Al Ittihad. Benzema said is still rich and said yes to the yeah. I mean, all of these names get jumbled upon. Saudi Arabian teams. Everyone who joins the Saudi Arabian league is a rich, and that's not the reason why. I think Mourinho said no. It's because he doesn't want to diverge away from being in the center of everything. Living in the desert in the room full of air conditioner. A Mourinho non interessano I soldi. I hope City will be punished. Such a pain in the ass, those Saudi offers. It is a pain in the ass, but I think we gotta get adapted to this. We gotta get used to this, because this is going to happen day in and day out. You know, I'm gonna repeat this again in case people missed it in the middle of the stream. They have a plan, and it would be a lie for everyone to say that the plan that they have, these sheikhs in Arabia, it would be a lie to say that this plan is failing. This plan is succeeding well. These people are not idiots. They are smart and they know what they're doing. It is a pain in the ass because they're gonna steal a lot of players from our TV. You know, it's crazy to think that we will never see Benzema, Ronaldo, and Kante on our TV ever again. But unfortunately, they know what they're doing, and this is only going to continue. And this is why I really believe that this refusal from Mourinho could act as a role model. This big no that Jose said and shouted, I hope could turn into a revolutionary thing. But again, who knows? Anyways, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Go back and watch the Verratti stream to speak about that deal, the complexity of that deal, and how hard that deal is. Go back and watch that stream. I'm going to catch you tomorrow with more transfer updates. Pinto is attended tonight in London to speak about both Ibanez away for Tottenham and Gianluca Scamacca in from West Ham. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, comments and everything on this Jose refusal towards the Saudi offers. Big ups to him again, and I'll catch you there very soon. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. We're very close to 8,700 subscribers. It's a road to 10k. So get it done, smash the like button before you leave, and I'll catch you soon. Simon out.